Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another FIFA 21 video, and today we're going to be sharing with you a formation that you need to be using in FIFA 21. This, for me, is my favorite formation at the moment in FIFA 21. I'm having such good fun. Obviously, I haven't been playing like a large amount of games. Obviously, I've been grinding away. As you can see, I've been very successful during Team of the Year. Managed to pack Trent, Van Dijk, Kimmich, and Alphonso Davies. So I've been extremely lucky in my grind. So like I said, most of you are going to be grinding away at Team of the Year, so maybe haven't played too many games. Like myself, haven't played a lot of games, but probably in the next couple of weeks we're all going to be getting back into the grind of maybe playing more FUT Champs games and playing games. So maybe gameplay is going to be coming back into people's arsenal and wanting to use some of these great players and the teams they've upgraded. So I'm going to be sharing with you today the formation that I'm going to be using for the foreseeable future. I was using it a little bit pre sort of Team of the Year, had lots of fun with it. I'm going to be using it again post Team of the Year, and it's just going to be even better now that I'm fortunate enough that I've got even better players to use it. And that formation is the 5-2-1-2. Now, why are we choosing the 5-2-1-2? Number one, it's just fun. It's just such a fun formation, especially depending on the way that you decide to play it. And the way that I have it set up, it is so fun. It's gameplay, as we can all agree, is not great. I think that has to be said with gameplay. Gameplay is not the best, so you have to try and like make it as good as you can. You have to kind of make the best of it, and this is the formation that's probably brought me the most fun playing FIFA. You know, obviously now we've got Alphonso Davies in that left wing back slot. You know, Alexander-Arnold on the right. You can just picture those guys getting forward and just whipping some great crosses in and just get involved in the attack. But moving across to the tactics, we're using balanced on the defensive style. I don't really like using press. I've kind of gone off using a press. The game to me, from the little that I have played it, the game generally feels a bit slower than it has done, you know, like pre-patch and post, you know, other patches and whatnot. It does feel the game speed, not massively. I think when some people say, oh, it's way slower, it's not way slower. It's a little bit slower. That has to be said. So for that reason, I haven't found the press to be as effective. And I don't think it's effective in like 5-back formations anyway, because you have more defenders. So you start from a slightly deeper position. So the press just isn't effective. So I like to stay on balance. You know, using a 5-back as well, you will be difficult for your opponents to break down, regardless of what your instructions say, which we'll get into our instructions in a little bit. You know, you are difficult to break down. That 5 across the back means that it's tough for your opponents to get through the middle, very tough for them to get through the wing, because those wing backs they tuck in, they, you know, spread the width of the pitch. So balance is definitely the way to go. Defensive width, we've gone for 6 again. Just kind of want to make sure that people don't like abuse the wings too much. You know, one thing that was coming up when I was playing games, you know, a lot of people now have obviously got much better attackers and whatnot, and they like to expose the width in, you know, people's teams and whatnot. So I want to cover that. 6 depth. I like 6 depth. You know, just for me, it doesn't really matter what formation you use. This is just whatever you're comfortable with. If you're someone who's maybe finding they're not getting enough attacking opportunities, like I have been, you know, previously a couple months ago, I was playing on like 4. Just felt like I wasn't getting too many attacking opportunities, so I just moved my depth up to 6. If you're someone who maybe feels like you're conceding a few too many goals, maybe just knock it back to like 4. You'll be a little bit more compact, especially in this 5-back formation. But 6 for me personally, in the way I play and my comfort levels, is the perfect place to be. Offensive style, we've gone to long ball. This is super effective in this formation, and especially given how we attack in this formation, it works super well. Fast build-up can work in this formation, but again, even in a 5-back and with the way we have this formation set up, it can be quite open on the counter-attack in, you know, occasionally. So fast build-up will kind of just make it even worse. So I just think long ball just suits the way I like to play. Offensive width, I've gone super wide because I'm going to really utilize those wing backs. You know, I haven't got Alphonso Davies and Trent Alexander-Arnold to sit in and be defensive. I've got them to be like, use their strength, use their attacking threat, especially Alphonso Davies. Want him to get forward. You know, arguably the 2 most attacking fullbacks in real football, Alphonso Davies and Trent Alexander-Arnold. I want to utilize their attacking strengths, not their defensive strengths. So I just want those guys getting forward, want to stay wide, want to use the width, want them to be whipping crosses in, want them to be just spreading the opponent's team and just, you know, making just having fun, just having lots and lots of fun. And then players in the box, kind of left that around 6. You know, just want to have some players in the box, but not too many. Obviously, the fullback's going to be getting forward. Kind of want strikers and Cam to be getting into the box. That's kind of their duty. Then moving across to the instructions, obviously Boateng, Kimmich is now going to be dropping in at the centre-back slot. Now his card is ridiculous. Kimmich is one of those cards, he can play anywhere. You know, kind of like most team of the years, that Kimmich can play at Cam as a creative midfielder, can play as centre-mid, he can play as a CDM, and he can play as a centre-back. He can even play as a right-back. He can literally play anywhere. You know, very much like in real football with Kimmich, can just play so many different positions. In this instance, I'm going to be using him at centre-back. You know, can just do a brilliant job in there with Boateng, the monsters, Boateng and Van Dijk, the big giants on the outside of him. Kimmich is then the one that can kind of stride out the back with the ball and then play it into to Dybala and Seedorf in front of him. So then moving across to Davies and Trent Alexander-Arnold in the fullback slots. We've got Davies and Trent on join the attack, and we've got their run types on mix this time around because these guys have very good, you know, they have good shooting, they have good passing, good dribbling. I don't mind them getting into positions where they could potentially score. Obviously, you know, when their runs are overlap, they're just going to be spreading out all the time. They're going to be utilising the width, which is fine. That's exactly what I want. But I don't mind if they make runs on the inside of maybe opponents' fullbacks, just so I can maybe, if Seedorf's on the ball, you know, Trent's making a run, let's say on the right-hand side, in between the centre-back and the left-back, you know, he can just run in there, and I don't mind playing the ball in because Trent's just got the ability to score, ability to cut back, ability to cross. So having these guys on join the attack, people might think, is this going to be a problem? It can be a problem on counter-attacks, but I played a full weekend league with this just prior to Team of the Year with, I believe it was Tavernier and Kleiber as my fullbacks. And there was a couple of instances where I was left exposed, but actually way, way, way less than I thought I would. I thought I'd be exposed way more, and it just wasn't. You know, you need to make sure that your fastest centre-backs are as well on the outside, the ones that are maybe most comfortable going into, you know, the wide areas. But it wasn't a huge issue having these guys on join the attack, and it was so difficult. You know, going forwards, it was very hard for my opponents to defend. It was kind of almost surprised. Most people don't play with their fullbacks going forward, so they didn't really know how to deal with it, and they just create so many problems for my opponent defensively, and very few for me defensively. So it was just a great way to play. We've then got Seedorf and Dybala playing as the central midfielders. I've actually got them on stay back while attacking, and that is primarily because Davies and Trent are going to be getting forward. They're on join the attack. They're going to be going forward. They're going to be attacking. So I don't need Dybala, Seedorf, Neymar, Ronaldo, Torres, Alexander-Arnold, and Davies all going forward. So these two midfielders, they can sit back and just kind of, you know, just dictate the play from afar. You know, they can ping passes out to Trent and Davies on the wing. They can play it forward to Neymar, and he can link it up with Ronaldo and Torres. So that's kind of their job, is just to move the ball forwards and just kind of protect in front of that back three when it's defending. But that's really their job, especially Seedorf is just going to clean up in that midfield. We've then got Neymar in the cam slot. He's on free roam. He's just going to drift around and just create so much like chaos for my opponents to defend with. You know, free roam is just such a good technique to use, and if you're not using it, you definitely need to be. And then support on crosses. We've got him on get into the box because I do want him to be getting into the box. Dybala and Seedorf going to be kind of at the edge of the box. You know, if anything kind of breaks down, maybe a counter, they're going to be there to stop that. Obviously, Dybala is maybe not the best to play in that CDM role. But like I said, I want to just be playing a super attacking type of FIFA, especially with these players. I don't want to be sitting back and being defensive. So it's just going to be a super fun way to play. And then Torres and that flashback Ronaldo up front on stay central and getting behind. Some people might question why using the flashback Ronaldo. You know, he doesn't maybe have the best stats, but from what I've experienced from this Ronaldo, it is still a very, very good card. You know, maybe it's not as good as the 92, but I think for the price, for only like 250k, I do think it's very good. And it's still Ronaldo. He still does very much like 90% of the same things that the gold Cristiano Ronaldo did. So he's still a very, very good player. You know, but the primary goal for Ronaldo and Torres is obviously to score goals. So we want them on stay central and getting behind. And this formation, the way we have it set up, the instructions, the tactics, is just so fun. So if you want to have fun post Team of the Year, which I think, look, for me, that's what I'm about. I'm just about having fun, not really taking too seriously my weekend league score or just wins, losses. Just want to have fun, and you know, the gameplay isn't great, so you want to kind of make the best of it. And you know, if the gameplay is bad, why play a defensive style of FIFA? I want to play attacking. I want to play aggressive, and these these players, these tactics, these instructions, this formation, the way I've got it set up just allows me to have so much fun going forwards and attacking in games. So if you do want to try this out, do let me know in the comment section if you tried it out and if you did have fun with it. Make sure you subscribe if you're new to the channel. Make sure you do join our Discord, as we are approaching 200 members now, which is amazing. So make sure you join if you want some more tips on FIFA 21. But that is all for today, guys. Have an awesome day. I'm out.